Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by asking you a question that may change your life forever. What if the very thing standing between you and the life of your dreams is not money, luck, or even talent, but a secret, a principle so powerful yet so overlooked that it's been hiding in plain sight? This secret is not taught in schools. It's rarely spoken of in homes. And yet every person who has ever risen from poverty to wealth, from despair to joy, from fear to influence has used it, knowingly or not. Napoleon Hill called it definiteness of purpose. But it is more than that. It is the burning desire combined with faith and persistent action that unlocks a force greater than circumstance, greater than education, greater even than genius. The secret is this: your mind is the master key. Guard it, train it, direct it, and it will deliver you the life you dare to imagine. Nobody taught you this because most people don't know it themselves. They are too busy doubting, complaining, reacting. But those who know, they don't chase success. They command it. They create it. So today I ask you, will you continue to let your life be dictated by outside forces, or will you embrace the secret and become the master of your fate? Because this secret, once awakened in you, changes everything. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. This principle, though simple in appearance, holds within it the power to transform ordinary lives into extraordinary legacies. Without a clear and specific goal, an individual drifts through life like a ship without a rudder, at the mercy of winds, tides, and circumstances beyond control. But when you fix your mind upon a definite aim, you unlock a force that begins to shape your reality in accordance with your desires. Imagine a man who wakes up each morning with no clear direction. He may work hard, keep himself busy, and even be admired for his diligence, but his efforts are scattered. He moves, but he does not progress. His energy is diffused rather than focused, like sunlight that warms but does not ignite. Now picture another man who rises with a purpose so deeply etched into his mind that every action, every decision, and every thought either serves that purpose or is discarded. That man moves like a guided missile, undaunted, intentional, and inevitably effective. Definiteness of purpose gives birth to clarity. Once you know what you truly want, your mind begins to filter out distractions. Opportunities once hidden become visible. Ideas begin to gather in service of your goal. People who can help you appear in your life seemingly by coincidence, but it is not coincidence. It is the natural result of aligning your mind with a singular intention. The world responds to a mind that knows where it is going. Many people fail not because they lack intelligence, resources, or talent, but because they are uncertain about what they want. They chase many things at once and end up catching nothing. They change goals as often as the weather changes, and so they build no momentum, develop no mastery, and inspire no confidence in themselves or others. But once a person makes a definite decision to pursue one chief aim and holds to it with resolve, the entire universe begins to cooperate. The greatest men and women in history have all demonstrated this principle. Thomas Edison pursued the electric light with unwavering focus despite thousands of failures. Henry Ford had one aim: to make automobiles affordable to the common man. Andrew Carnegie rose from poverty with a single definite purpose: to become the world's greatest steel magnate. They were not merely dreamers, they were dreamers with a direction. But definiteness of purpose is not only for inventors, magnates, or visionaries, it is for anyone who wishes to rise above mediocrity. Whether your aim is to build a business, write a novel, raise a strong family, or master a skill, make it definite. Write it down, see it, feel it, speak it, think it until it becomes part of your identity. When obstacles arise, and they will, you will not be deterred because you are not wandering. You are walking a path of your own choosing. Most people live their whole lives reacting to the world. Those with definiteness of purpose create their world. They do not ask, what will happen to me today? They ask, what can I make happen today? They become active architects of their fate rather than passive passengers. Definiteness of purpose is not simply knowing what you want. It is being so committed to it that no distraction, no doubt, and no detour can pull you away. When your desire becomes definite, your actions become powerful. And when your actions become powerful, achievement is inevitable. In the end, life will give you whatever you demand of it if you first demand something definite of yourself. Desire backed by faith is power. Desire backed by faith is power. These words are not poetic inspiration. They are a formula for greatness. Desire alone is only a wish, a hope, a fleeting thought that may excite the heart but quickly fades under pressure. Faith alone, if not coupled with a burning desire, becomes passive, a belief in possibilities with no fuel to pursue them. But when desire is fused with faith, the combination becomes electric. It moves mountains. It transforms ordinary men and women into forces of nature. Every great achievement begins with desire. It is the starting spark, the inner flame that whispers, "There is more for you." This is not a weak, casual want. It is not daydreaming. It is a white-hot hunger, a longing so intense it cannot be denied or ignored. It grows inside you until it becomes a demand, not just a preference. It insists on expression, and it will not let you rest until it is satisfied. Such desire is the foundation of success, but by itself it can falter under resistance. That is where faith enters. Faith is the belief, often without proof, that what you desire is already yours. It is the inner knowing that your goal is possible, even if the world gives you every reason to doubt. Faith is not naive. It is not blind. It is rooted in a deep trust in unseen forces, in your own ability, in the power of the mind, in the harmony of the universe. Faith is what allows you to continue when the path is unclear, when the evidence is missing, and when others call you foolish for even trying. Together, desire and faith create an inner engine that cannot be stopped. Desire gives the direction, the target, the passion. Faith gives the fuel, the resilience, the certainty. When you truly desire something and believe with every fiber of your being that you will achieve it, your mind begins to work in ways you cannot fully explain. It tunes into ideas, resources, and people that can help you. It finds solutions where others see problems. It refuses to give up where others retreat. Many people fail not because they lack desire, but because they lack belief. They want something, but deep down they don't think they deserve it or can attain it. This doubt weakens their efforts. It causes hesitation, and hesitation is fatal to achievement. A strong desire with shaky faith will always be outmatched by a moderate desire rooted in unshakable belief. You must cultivate faith deliberately. You do it through repetition, visualization, and affirmation. You tell yourself the truth until your subconscious accepts it. You see the result in your mind's eye every day until it becomes more real than your current reality. You speak your goal aloud with emotion as if it is already accomplished. You flood your mind with faith because the world will try to give you fear. When your desire is backed by faith, the fear of failure loses its grip. Doubt may knock, but it cannot enter. You are no longer controlled by circumstances, setbacks, or opinions. You become aligned with a higher frequency of thought. You become magnetic, not just to success, but to purpose, passion, and persistence. Others will call you lucky. They won't see the fire that burns inside you. This combination, desire powered by faith, is what gives birth to achievement. It has built empires, cured diseases, ended wars, and lifted people from poverty to prosperity. It is the secret behind every so-called miracle. You don't need to know how it will all unfold. You only need to know what you want and believe without question that it is yours. Desire backed by faith is not just a principle, it is power in motion, and that power is already within you, waiting to be claimed. Autosuggestion is your greatest tool. Autosuggestion is your greatest tool. It is the silent mechanism through which the thoughts you feed your mind become the patterns that govern your actions, your beliefs, and ultimately your results. Every human being is constantly using autosuggestion, whether knowingly or not. The tragedy is that most people use it against themselves. They speak of their fears, their limitations, their failures, and by doing so they cement those realities deeper into their subconscious minds. But when harnessed deliberately, autosuggestion becomes the most powerful ally on your journey to success. It is the bridge between conscious desire and subconscious belief. You may want something consciously, but until your subconscious mind accepts it as truth, you will never act with the conviction, confidence, and consistency needed to achieve it. Autosuggestion is the tool by which you convince your subconscious to align with your goals. Every thought you repeat to yourself, every phrase you speak aloud, every image you dwell on, these are forms of autosuggestion. They are suggestions you are planting in your mental garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and mediocrity, don't be surprised when those are the fruits your life bears. But if you plant seeds of strength, wealth, health, love, and success, and you nourish those seeds daily with repetition and emotion, then your life will begin to reflect those very qualities. This is not magic. It is not wishful thinking. It is mental conditioning. Think of it like programming a computer. Your subconscious mind doesn't argue with you. It simply accepts what it hears most often, especially if it is spoken with feeling. That is why statements made with emotion are so powerful. If you repeatedly say, "I always fail," your mind will accept that as a command. But if you say, "I am growing stronger, more confident, and more capable every day," and you say it with belief and repetition, your actions will begin to reflect that new internal reality. Napoleon Hill, who studied the world's most successful people, emphasized that autosuggestion is the medium through which you can influence your subconscious mind with the thoughts of your own choosing. This is the key. You must choose your thoughts. Most people do not. They let the world choose for them. They let the news, their past, their environment, or the opinions of others dictate what they believe. But the masters of destiny choose what thoughts will occupy their minds, and they repeat those thoughts until they become reality. Autosuggestion requires discipline. You cannot speak empowering thoughts in the morning and then complain all day and expect progress. You must become a guardian of your mind. Speak your affirmations morning and night. Write down your goals in present tense. Visualize the life you desire as if it already exists. Feel it, believe it, act as though it is already true. This is not delusion, it is alignment. Even if at first you do not believe the words, persist. Repetition is the key. The mind is malleable. With time, your new thoughts will take root and replace the old ones. You are not a prisoner of your past beliefs. Through autosuggestion, you can reprogram your mind to serve you rather than sabotage you. Every great leader, athlete, and achiever uses this tool, whether they call it autosuggestion, affirmations, or mental rehearsal. They speak success until they believe it. They rehearse victory until it becomes instinct, and you can do the same. You are always suggesting something to yourself. The only question is, what are you suggesting? Choose wisely, repeat it consistently, and say it with belief. In time, the world will reflect what your mind has already accepted, because autosuggestion, when used with purpose, is not just a tool, it is the master key to transformation. Fear is the mind killer. Master it or be ruled by it. Fear is the mind killer. Master it or be ruled by it. These are not just dramatic words, they are a vital truth. Fear, when left unchecked, is the most potent force of destruction within the human mind. It paralyzes ambition, silences intuition, clouds judgment, and suffocates potential. The greatest battles are not fought on battlefields, but within the daily struggle between fear and faith, between hesitation and courage, between retreat and boldness. Every human experiences fear. It is natural. It is part of our survival mechanism, built to protect us from danger. But in the modern world, fear has taken on a more sinister form. We are no longer dodging predators in the wild. We are dodging opportunities, conversations, risks, and responsibilities. Fear whispers in your ear, "You're not ready. You're not good enough. You might fail. What will people think?" And if you listen, fear becomes your master. The greatest mistake is not being afraid. It is obeying fear. Because fear is a liar. It is a fog that appears larger than it truly is. Most of what we fear never happens, and even when it does, the experience is almost never as devastating as we imagined. Yet how many dreams die because someone gave more weight to the voice of fear than to the call of purpose? Fear kills the mind because it shuts down your ability to think clearly. It pushes you into reaction mode. It tells you to wait, to shrink, to doubt, to delay. But the truth is, fear and growth cannot occupy the same space. Wherever fear dominates, growth is stunted. And growth is the very nature of life. If you are not growing, you are decaying. To master fear does not mean to eliminate it entirely. Even the bravest among us feel fear. What makes them different is their relationship to it. They feel the fear and move forward anyway. They use it as a signal to pay attention, not to retreat, but to prepare, to focus, and to rise. Fear becomes a compass pointing toward the area of your greatest potential. It shows you where the edge of your comfort zone lies, and beyond that edge is everything you've ever wanted. Napoleon Hill wrote that fear is one of the 6 basic enemies of success and the most dangerous because it breeds indecision and doubt. He urged that you name your fears, study them, and face them head on, because the moment you confront a fear, it begins to lose its grip. It can no longer lurk in the shadows if you bring it into the light. Most fears are built on illusion, on assumptions, on exaggerated consequences, on imagined outcomes. But when you challenge those fears with truth and action, they shrink. You realize that your power is greater than you believed. You don't need to feel fearless to act. You just need to feel committed. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something else is more important than fear. So how do you master fear? You face it daily. You move toward the discomfort instead of away from it. You speak when you're afraid to speak. You start when your hands shake. You say yes before you feel ready. With every act of courage, your mind grows stronger and fear's influence weakens. If you do not master fear, you will be ruled by it. You will live a smaller life, say no to your gifts, and settle for less than you were born to become. But if you choose to face it, to challenge it, to rise above it, you will discover a deeper strength, a clearer mind, and a more powerful self. Fear is the mind killer. Kill it with action, with truth, with courage, and in doing so you will awaken the greatness that fear tried to hide. Persistence wears down all resistance. Persistence wears down all resistance. It is not talent, intelligence, or even timing that determines the success of most people. It is their refusal to quit. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, the true advantage belongs to the one who can keep going when others give up. Persistence is the quiet force that outlasts obstacles, defeats doubt, and ultimately overcomes failure. Life will test every goal you set. The moment you declare a dream, the universe begins to challenge your commitment to it. Obstacles appear, plans fall apart, doors close. The average person sees these as signs to stop, to turn around, or to lower their expectations. But the persistent individual sees them as part of the process. Setbacks are not signals to surrender, they are stepping stones to mastery. The power of persistence lies in repetition. Each time you fall and rise again, you grow. Each time you push through fatigue or rejection or confusion, you strengthen your will. Over time, your consistent action builds momentum, and momentum is a force that resistance cannot withstand. What once seemed impossible becomes inevitable simply because you refuse to quit. Napoleon Hill emphasized that most people fail not at the beginning of their journey, but just before success arrives. He wrote of individuals who gave up 3 feet from gold, so close to breakthrough, but lacking the persistence to dig just a little further. This is a tragic truth. So many people abandon their dreams when persistence would have made the difference. Persistence is more than stubbornness. It is purpose in motion. It is fueled by desire, guided by faith, and sustained by discipline. A persistent person doesn't just hope things will happen, they make them happen through sheer endurance. They don't need to be told to keep going. Their vision demands it of them. They are pulled by their purpose more than they are pushed by circumstances. The world rarely hands success to the first effort. The inventor, the writer, the entrepreneur, the athlete, they all face rejection, delay, and failure. What separates the winners from the forgotten is not brilliance, but resilience. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before producing a working light bulb. Most would have quit at 100. Edison didn't see failure as the opposite of success. He saw it as a part of success. Every failure brought him closer to the answer. That is the mindset of persistence. It refuses to interpret delay as denial. It accepts temporary defeat, but never final failure. It does not panic when progress is slow because it trusts in the compound effect of daily action. Each small step forward counts. Each hour of effort builds unseen strength. While others are distracted by doubt, the persistent person is too busy taking the next step. Persistence also creates trust within yourself and from others. When you refuse to give up, you build self-respect. You prove to yourself that you are dependable. This internal confidence is magnetic. People are drawn to those who demonstrate consistency and grit. Opportunities are given to those who show they will not waste them. But perhaps the greatest gift of persistence is who you become in the process. You grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. You transform. You learn to weather storms, to adapt, to endure. You build not just success, but character. Resistance may be strong, challenges may be painful, progress may be slow, but persistence is stronger than all of them. Keep going when it's hard. Keep going when it's thankless. Keep going when you're tired, because eventually resistance breaks not by force, but by your refusal to yield. Persistence wears down all resistance, always. The subconscious mind is the gateway to infinite intelligence. The subconscious mind is the gateway to infinite intelligence. It is the unseen force beneath the surface of our thoughts, quietly directing our actions, shaping our beliefs, and influencing the outcomes of our lives. While the conscious mind is limited by logic, reasoning, and what we know in the moment, the subconscious mind connects us to a boundless source of wisdom, creativity, and power that goes far beyond our ordinary awareness. Everything you have ever experienced, felt, or believed is stored in your subconscious mind. It never sleeps, it never forgets. It is always listening, always recording, and always responding to the thoughts and emotions you impress upon it, the words you repeat to yourself, the images you hold in your mind, and the emotions you feel most intensely are the instructions you send to your subconscious, and it follows those instructions without question. This is where the real power lies. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts what you give it. If you feed it fear, doubt, and limitation, it will shape your reality accordingly. But if you feed it belief, confidence, and clarity of purpose, it will go to work attracting circumstances, people, and ideas to match your inner vision. It communicates directly with infinite intelligence, the source of all knowledge, energy, and possibility, and channels that power into your daily life. Infinite intelligence is not something outside of you. It is within you, and it flows through you when you align your thoughts and emotions with faith, purpose, and deep desire. You have had glimpses of it, those moments of sudden inspiration, unexplainable clarity, or intuition that proves right time and time again. These are not accidents, they are the result of tapping into your subconscious, which in turn reaches into the infinite field of possibility. Napoleon Hill described the subconscious mind as the connecting link between the finite mind of man and the universal intelligence that governs the cosmos. He taught that by influencing the subconscious mind through autosuggestion, emotionalized desire, and repetition, we can harness this link and open ourselves to solutions, opportunities, and insights that cannot be found through conscious effort alone. But to do this, you must learn to guard the gate. The subconscious mind is influenced by everything. what you listen to, what you read, who you spend time with, and most importantly, what you say to yourself. You must deliberately feed it only that which you wish to manifest. This means controlling your inner dialogue, rejecting negative influences, and affirming your goals with passion and certainty. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools for accessing the subconscious mind. When you vividly imagine your desired reality, you impress that image deeply into the subconscious. The more often and the more emotionally you visualize, the more your subconscious will accept it as truth and begin working to make it real. This is not fantasy. It is focused intention. It is mental rehearsal that prepares the mind and body for success. Faith is also essential. You must believe in the power of the subconscious even if you don't fully understand it. You do not need to know how the process works, only that it does work. Just as you do not need to understand electricity to turn on a light, you do not need to grasp every detail of the subconscious to benefit from its power. Through the subconscious mind, you are never alone in your efforts. You are linked to a higher intelligence that is always ready to assist you if you invite it. By planting clear, positive, and emotionally charged thoughts into your subconscious, you activate that connection and unleash forces beyond your comprehension. The subconscious mind is not a mystery to fear, it is a miracle to use. Master it, and you unlock the gateway to infinite intelligence, where the answers, guidance, and resources for every dream already exist, waiting for you to claim them.